Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Come on in. Get busy with me tonight. It is your guy, Mark My Words. Going live once again is a Masculinity Q&A this evening. So, if it is your first time on this channel, watching the live, welcome. All right. So, on here, we discuss things like spirituality, honor and respect, situations that men may go through with family, fatherhood, health and fitness, finances. So we just talk about those couple things. We got a couple questions that people emailed into me. So we're going to get to them tonight. And I'm going to give them some advice. All right. So get cozy, come on in for a little bit and share your thoughts and whatnot on these situations. All right. If you want to email me like the men did that, sending questions for this live, please do so at coachmark22@gmail.com. That is coachmark22@gmail.com. All right. Make sure also that if anything resonates with you, if you feel like you are a person who is going through some of these situations and you may need some type of one-on-one coaching, please go down to the description and click the link so you can book a consultation call with me. You can get online with me and see if we're a good fit for some one-on-one coaching. If not, I may be able to lead you in the direction of another person or somebody that specializes in the area that you really need help. Okay. So go down the description, book a call if that is your need. All right. But we're going to get into it in just a minute. All right. So let me adjust a few things and we're going to get to it this evening. All right. So I have a few questions. A couple guys emailed in to me. I'm going to read the question, give them some advice. If you have advice for them as well, or if you have statements about your own life and how you dealt with situations like this one, please do so in the chat. When people get submissions from the audience, when they get real life, situations from the audience and or ways to solve their issue, it really, really helps. I'm great at giving advice and I give great advice, but I'm not the only person in the world that gives great advice. So when you put your advice in the comment section, that really means something to the person who wrote in. All right. They're normally watching the live. So do so. All right. Let's communicate tonight. Now, first question. As a man trying to grow spiritually, I often feel like I'm doing it alone. None of my friends talk about God or faith. How do I keep my spiritual focus strong without feeling like an outsider? Very relevant question, my brother. And we all need to grow spiritually. So it's a good one that you brought up. Now, you said as a man trying to grow spiritually, you often feel like you're doing it alone. Well, I got news for you, Playboy. That's going to continue because it's your spirituality. There is nobody doing it with you. So even if you have a wife and you guys pray together and you guys read the Bible together and you guys go to church together, your walk is still going to be different than hers because you're a different gender than her, because you came from a different background than her. Because even when you read the text of whatever holy book you're looking into, bro, you're going to read it differently. You're going to get different things from the text. When you pray to your God, you're praying for different things than your partner. So if your walk is different than the person you lay next to, it's definitely not going to be the same as the people around you. Okay, so just get used to feeling like you're a little bit alone in that spiritual walk. Brother, this is not something that your walk is not going to be like any other human beings in the world. Okay, so there are going to be spots when you feel alone spiritually, but that's a good thing because I think spirituality teaches us to be okay with being alone, being in situations where we're alone and we're just one with the universe or to God or to whoever it is that you pray to. Okay, so not only that, he said you hang around guys that don't talk about God or faith. Okay. And that's cool because at some point you probably didn't either. So that wasn't a prerequisite for you to be friends with somebody, was that they have some type of faith or that they have a relationship with God. So that's okay. But you do need a circle of men that do have some spirituality about them. So if you don't go to a church right now or you don't visit a temple, Playboy, you need to get around some people who share the same views as you. They have Facebook groups. They have internet groups all over the place that you can join, and you can join, and you will meet people obviously that are doing the same things that you're doing, that have the same spiritual practices that you have. Okay, we think because we live in a small bubble, so to speak, and we only see a certain amount of people every day. Not only is the spiritual walk a lonely one sometimes, but we will feel like there's nobody doing the exact same thing I'm doing. If I were you, I would get on ChatGPT or Google, bro, and just say, give me some spiritual groups near me. Put in your zip code, bro, and I guarantee things are going to pop up for you. You have to go get around people who are doing the same things that you are doing. Now, that means you have to put yourself out there a little bit. But I think you need to get around some people who are doing what you're doing, and you'll have a group of people that at least you connect with them spiritually, even though you guys might not have anything else in common. Okay. But I don't think you need to distance yourself from the friends that you have now. I don't think that's necessary. But just know that most likely you're not going to have deep spiritual conversations with them, because that's not their walk right now. That's not their journey. All right. That's my 2 cents. Now, if you have a question or submission like that, please give me an email at coachmark22@gmail.com. That is coachmark with a C, 22@gmail.com. All right. Now, next one. My father always taught me that a man should be respected, but he never taught me how to earn it. What are some everyday ways a man can carry himself to earn respect without demanding it? That's very interesting, sir. Very interesting. Now, I like when guys bring up their relationships with their fathers, because it brings up a lot of good points, and it's always a teaching moment. Okay. I always say, if you grew up with a man in your house, write down 10 things that made you respect him. Write down 10 things that made you respect him, because he didn't tell you to respect him. You just did. Right. And there was probably times in your life you feared him a bit, but most of it was from respect. If most of us talk about our father figures, we say, man, my dad got up and went to work every day. I never saw my dad drunk or high. My dad always respected my mother, or he respected his wife, whoever that was, right? He always gave his last to his children. So there are things like that that most of us can say, if we had a father figure, those are reasons why we respected him. So when you make that list, bro, ask yourself, do you do these things? Ask yourself, do you do these same things? If you do, then people probably already respect you, and you just don't know it. If you don't, you need to tighten up. You need to tighten up. So this is another thing you could do outside of your father figure, okay? Outside of your childhood. Who's the man you give the utmost respect to right now? And whoever that man is, do the same thing. Write the list of the 10 things that makes you respect that man to the highest degree. And then look at that list and ask yourself, do you do those things? Do you operate like this man? If you do, then once again, you're probably respected by a lot of people and you just don't notice. If you don't, you need to tighten up, because people can only respect you if they think you respect yourself. Meaning, how do you dress? How do you talk? How do you walk into a room? How do you give out handshakes, bro? Are you a steward over your finances, or do you blow your money? Do you drink too much? Do you smoke too much? Or do you take care of yourself and work out a couple times a week? People give utmost respect to other people who respect themselves. That's normally what we do. Normally what we do is we see a man and we could tell, man, that dude looks like he's always on point. Looks like he's always dressed well. His car is always clean. He always seems happy. Man, he looks like he respects himself. And then you have no choice but to respect him, right? And so the whole earning it thing, this is what's funny. We earn respect by showing ourselves self-respect, by taking good care of ourselves, by not getting involved with messy drama, by not acting a fool even when we're emotional or we're mad. And then people have no respect. People are going to treat you how you treat yourself, bro. I promise you that. If you're always loud and cussing, people are going to treat you like that. If you don't dress well, people are going to treat you differently because of how you dress. That's just what it is. So I think I always tell my clients that I work with that you have to look at the people that you admire the most and compare yourselves to them. It's okay to do that, because it's a good barometer of where you need to be. And a lot of times we don't realize how much respect we show ourselves, or we don't realize how much adoration people have for us because because they don't tell us. You understand? So definitely do a self-assessment of your father first, and then the other man or two that you admire in life right now. And you're going to have yourself a list of things that you either just need to tighten up on or that you're doing pretty well with, bro. Got to be honest with you. All right. That was a deep one. And man, respect and honor are huge. Respect and honor are huge. We talk about material things all the time as men. What we have, what we've acquired, how much land we have, how much money we have. All those things are great, but they can be taken away. No one can take your honor and respect away, bro. No one can take those things. All right. So again, if you have a submission like this young man, please give me an email at coachmark22@gmail.com. That is coachmark22@gmail.com. All right. Now, switching gears a little bit, I'm a young father of 2, and sometimes I struggle with balancing discipline and connection. How do I stay firm without damaging the bond I want with my kids? Very important. Very important one. I think it's very important for fathers to hone in on connection with their children and make that our priority. We have to, okay? Because most of the other people in their lives, bro, they make sure that they establish the connection first and then worry about the firmness, okay? So we can't be the only ones choosing the firm, the discipline, all that structure first, and then the connection. So you said you're a father of 2. Now, that's a beautiful thing, first off, okay? Becoming a father pulls out the greatness in you, bro. I know a lot of guys who say, man, before I had kids, I wasn't doing this. Before I had kids, I used to stay out late. Before I had kids, I didn't really take my finances seriously. I didn't take my career as serious. But when I became a father, I really started taking these things serious. I really started doing things different. So fatherhood is an awesome thing, bro. Don't let anyone tell you different. So one of the things that I try to do as a father of a couple young kids, okay, is that I make a point to set times where I take them to do something fun. Okay. I make time in the schedule to take them to do something fun, because what can happen is a regular week with school, with work, with even if they have sports, it can just be a lot of structure, a lot of instruction, discipline involved. You understand? And they might not get a chance to have fun around you. They have fun at school around their teachers. They have fun with mom, because we know that happens. They have fun with auntie and grandma, even maybe an uncle. But sometimes, a lot of times, we have weeks and weeks and weeks where we don't do anything just fun with the children. Okay? Now, that might mean taking them to a bouncy house park. That might mean taking them to an outdoor park. That might mean taking them skating and you're just sitting there watching them. That might mean taking them to the movies. We have to plan to do things with them that establish a friendly connection with them. We have to plan it, bro, because just our everyday movements, a lot of times that doesn't do it, bro. Because again, we're the structure in the house. We're the discipline in the house. And we have to be that way, right? You have to be that way. You absolutely have to. And they look to you for that, okay? That's part of your protection. You're protecting them from the outside world by giving them boundaries and limits. So you have to plan fun outings with them. And I would say leave mom at home. Leave mom at home. Just you and the kids. And if it's just once a week right now, bro, it's just once a week. It's just once a week. But hopefully it could turn into at least 2 times a week. So what they could see is that, okay, yes, my dad yells at me if I don't take out the trash. My dad gets upset if I wake up late for school or I miss my bus. But he also likes to take me for ice cream. He also likes to watch me skateboard. He doesn't hate me. He might get mad at me sometimes, but he don't hate me. See, because, bro, you can't loosen up. You can't loosen up on the discipline. You can't loosen up on the structure. You got to have that in place. But you must make time for them to understand how much you want them to enjoy life as well. So that would be my suggestion to you. Just plan some outings, man, some fun outings, and don't take mom. It's just you. So when they tell the story back to people, they have to say, oh, my dad took me to go do XYZ. Oh, my dad took us to an amusement park. It was fun. My dad took us to the movies. We go to the movies every week with my dad. He falls asleep sometimes, but he always takes us. Can't wait till the next time. I'm getting extra butter on my popcorn. That's all you can do. That's all you can do, fam. But that's a heck of a question. And you have to understand, man, as fathers, when we don't have the conversations, when we don't ask the questions, when we don't ask for opinions, we get stressed out as dads. Because no matter whether or not you had a great dad or not, you could have had the most amazing dad in the world. I have a really good dad. Bro, he being a father is like this job that has no manual. I don't care how you were raised. You have things that you think you want to do, but you still don't know how the hell you're going to do them. So it is a sometimes thankless job, and it is we're all beginners at some point, man. We all got to start from the bottom. So just trying to get better every day with it, bro. And I applaud you for that. You understand? So if you have a question, submission, something like this last young man, please email me, coachmark22@gmail.com. All right. Now, next. In my marriage, I sometimes feel like I'm losing my voice just to keep the peace. How does a man speak his truth without being seen as aggressive or dismissive? Very important, fellas, that we talk about relationships more. A lot of us, we get our advice from women, a sister, a coworker, a cousin, a friend, an aunt, a sister-in-law. We rarely talk to other men about relationships until we're ready to break up. Man, I'm about to break up with her. We ain't said nothing to our best friend for 2 years about our wife. When we do, it's we about to get a divorce, bro. We don't talk about the good times. We don't talk about when it's up and down for a little bit. We don't talk about when a problem started that probably could have been prevented. We got to have more conversations about relationship, fam. We have to. So that's why these type of questions are important, because too many men who are going through things in relationships, they're just sucking it up. They're not talking about it, and they damn sure are not consulting with other men. Bro, if you were going to get your sink fixed, you would not talk to somebody who works on roofs. You would talk to a man who knows about plumbing. Why would you go to women and talk about your relationship issues, fam? They're not a man. They're not married to, most of them aren't married to women, family. You have to talk to other men. We got to have these conversations. So it seems like I'm losing my voice, and you don't know how to speak your truth without being aggressive or dismissive. Okay. Now, I know that it doesn't seem like this, but we have to watch how women act, not what they say. You have to watch how she acts, not what she says. Okay. So they say that they don't want aggressive men. They say that they don't want decisive men. They say that they don't want rigid men. But when they sit down and watch the Netflix movie with you, when they talk about their favorite actor, when they talk about their favorite athlete, when they talk about their favorite entertainer, this guy is normally rigid. This guy is confident. This guy is sometimes very aggressive, right? Seems like they like that type of guy. See, bro, one thing you have to realize is that if you cannot be yourself, and we're talking about your honorable self, your respectable self, right? Your polite self. If you can't be your 100% authentic self, you are going to die a slow death. And the person that you're not being authentic with at some point loses respect for you, just like you would for another person. If you found out that a person had been keeping secrets from you at some point for 5 years, 10 years, not speaking their mind with you, first thing you would say was, why didn't you tell me what was going on? Why would you be around me every day and not tell me what's going on? Then you would lose respect for them, because you would say, what else are you hiding from me? I don't even know you. So what's going on is you're getting tested every time you speak up, perhaps. That's okay. That happens. Just like you would do with your children, bro. Hey, listen, I said what I said, and we're going to do what I said. That's it, and that's all. Because, bro, you do matter in this relationship. I know society doesn't point towards men too much and say men matter, but you do matter. You do matter. So as far as you being aggressive or dismissive, okay, it does seem aggressive and dismissive when you say, yo, we're leaving at 5. If you're not in the car, I'm leaving you. That seems a bit aggressive and dismissive. But I tell you what, all they got to do is get left one time. All they got to do is get left one time, bro, and they'll be in the car next time. Do you know why? Because once they figure out that he's not being overly aggressive, he's just being decisive. He's just being precise with his plans. He's just doing what he says and and he's meaning what he says, and he's doing what he means. That's what he's doing. He's not being aggressive. But if you only do it sometimes, or if you only do it when you're mad, see, what we will do is not speak our mind for 3 months. Then crash out when something doesn't go our way. And everybody's looking at you like, bro, why are you being so aggressive? Why are you storming out the house? Why are you so fed up? But if you were speaking your mind the whole time, if you were telling people how you felt about situations, oh, I don't like this. I don't like going to your aunt's house because she always talks shit about me, so I'm not going anymore. See, if you took a stand every time, you wouldn't blow up at the end, bro. You would not. No woman respects a man who cannot speak his truth. Women don't like when men lie, bro. And they damn sure don't like a man who keeps a bunch of secrets and just lets everything go. You're boiling inside, but you don't say anything about it. I know they say they don't want you to, but bro, that's not really how it goes. To be honest with you. So you have to be yourself. You have to be authentic. And it's okay if they say you're aggressive. It's okay. You aggressively go to work and pay them motherfucking bills, don't you? You're very dismissive when you tell people you can't go to the strip club. They don't seem to have a problem with that. So sometimes you're going to be aggressive and or dismissive, bro. That is going to happen. Okay? Now, let's make sure that we understand the aggressiveness and dismissiveness. Okay? Has to be for the right reason, and it can't just be because you feel like it today and you want to be a jerk to your wife. It's not what I'm talking about. But if you know you're doing the right thing, bro, if you know you're trying your hardest to be a good partner, where you can't be worried about everybody's opinions on the decisions you make. You cannot. You'll second guess yourself into high blood pressure and all types of shit. And you just can't worry about that. All right? So be yourself, be decisive, be firm, okay? And speak your mind often, respectfully as possible. But you got to have boundaries, fam. Nobody likes a man without boundaries, okay? Good question. So I got another one. It's titled Volunteer Work Purpose. I've been feeling like something's missing in my life. Even though I've got a steady job and a good home, a friend suggested volunteer work. Can giving back really help a man find his deeper purpose? Very important one. But a very good one nonetheless. Now, I speak about this in the book on masculinity, bro. It's called service. It's called volunteer work. Giving of yourself to other people. A man of some type of value gives of himself to people who cannot pay him back. Okay? Whether that be his time, whether that be some energy, whether that be some resources, whether that be connecting them with someone who can help them get a job, whatever that might be, that is part of being a masculine man. That is part of being a great man. I think it's part of being a good man. The major thing with this is, bro, you don't have to do what the next guy's doing. You don't have to do what you see on TV. Okay? Volunteering is volunteering. And you can be volunteering money because you might not have time. You can volunteer time because you might not have money. Hey, bro, you can volunteer in several different ways. So that was a great suggestion that your friend gave you to get involved with some volunteer work. Now, bro, that's why you see a lot of guys coaching youth sports. Okay? I say you're coaching the soccer team is 10 kids. You got practice once a week for an hour, right? And a game on the weekends. I know you probably look at it like it's only 1 hour of practice. Is that enough? But bro, you're teaching children. It's 10 children. So it's actually each child is getting an hour of instruction. So that's actually 10 hours of instruction. Then they play a game on the weekend. Again, it's 10 kids. And guess what they talk about on the weekend? Guess what they talk about on Monday? We won our soccer game on Saturday, and Coach Larry was awesome. Coach Larry got us ice cream after the game. Coach Larry said, I'm the best soccer player he's ever seen in his life. 2 hours a week, bro. 2 hours a week. But it's 20 hours of service. You understand? It's 20 hours of instruction. It's 20. There are 10 kids on that team that look forward to seeing Coach Larry. And bro, they never forget it. Most of us can remember playing a sport at 7 years old, 8 years old. We normally can remember the kids on our team, what our uniform was, where we played at, and who was our coach. And bro, you do that a couple months a year. Pick your favorite season, bro. Pick your favorite season. Pick a local team. Just go give them a little bit of time, man. That's one of the easiest ways to volunteer. Now, there are several ways. Several ways. Bro, you can find a local church that just needs donations. They might need clothing. They might need canned goods. A lot of times they need canned goods. You can go spend $100 at the grocery store, bro, and get like 100 cans of food and drop it off at the church. You understand? There's so many ways that you can volunteer. And bro, I'm telling you what I know. On the busiest of days, on the coldest of days, when it's raining outside, when I'm depressed, when I don't feel like going to the gym, whenever I do some type of volunteer work, bro, I feel better about myself. It is impossible for you not to feel better about yourself because you're giving to people who cannot pay you back. Most of the time, those people cannot repay you for what you give to them. And most of the time, it's little. It's little. So I suggest you do that, and that's gonna make you feel, to me, that's gonna make you feel more valuable of a man. More valuable. You said you have a nice home, a nice career, and that's fine, bro. And you probably got some nice material items. But man, the value that you feel when you volunteer, the value that you feel when kids say, "Hey, Coach Larry, how are you today?" When the kids give you a plaque at the end of the year that the parents bought, huh? When a parent says, "Yo, because of you, my kid loves soccer now. He didn't even want to play in the beginning of the season. He loves it now." Nobody can take that feeling away from you. And it's fulfilling. You know, we talk about entertainment versus fulfillment. When you volunteer, it's fulfilling because it has long-lasting effects. The gratification is delayed. You don't necessarily feel it while you're doing it. But when you think about it 3 months later, 6 years later, you feel amazing. Delayed gratification, fulfillment. You understand? So I think it's very imperative that every man volunteer at some level. And it doesn't have to be 7 days a week. It doesn't have to be every month of the year. Bro, you could take 30 days in December and feed the homeless every day. And that's all you do for the year. And that is enough. That is enough, sir. Okay? So I know that there's some guys that are watching this right now who've been thinking about volunteering, who've been contemplating getting with that organization that needs a little bit of help. I'm saying do it now. Do it now, sir. Okay? You're going to feel a lot better about yourself. And you're going to feel a lot more masculine as well, man. Men of value, men of high levels of masculinity, bro. They give something that they have to other people. There's always somebody in need, man. All right. So that was a real good one. And guys, it's just very important for us to make sure that we're hitting on every phase of masculinity to feel like more of men. You're not going to always get it right. You're going to fall short sometimes. You are going to. You absolutely are going to. You're going to make mistakes in your fatherhood. You're going to make mistakes with your nutrition. You're going to fall short in your spirituality. But bro, as long as every couple weeks you course correct a little bit, man, I ain't been praying enough. I gotta do better. Oh man, I haven't taken my kids to the movies in a long time. I gotta do better. That's all you can do, man. That's all you can do. But you do have a duty to get better every day. Okay? In all these little areas of your life. But that's why we have these conversations, so that we can be aware of the things that we're lacking and just get a little bit better at them. All right. So all good submissions tonight, all good emails. I really appreciate those. Guys, if you have an email or a submission, please do so at coachmark22@gmail.com. Coachmark22@gmail.com. I will always keep you anonymous, but we'll talk about your situation and your circumstance, man, and try to give you some good advice. So if situations like this hit home with you, and you are a man that needs help in one of these areas, and you just need someone to work with you on somewhat of a regular basis to get you where you need to be in any of these areas that we spoke on tonight, you could be the person that needs a little bit of help, a little bit of one-on-one coaching. If so, go down in the description, book a call with me. We'll get on the line and see if we make a good fit and establish a relationship. We might not, or we might. But either way, you never know if you don't book a call. All right. So what I've seen with the men who really prosper, right? The guys, my mentors, the guys that I look up to, they have coaches. Okay. Now, it's not saying they all pay $50,000 a year for a coach. Some of them just have a trainer that they meet with once a week, and they work out the rest of the week by themselves. But that trainer that they work with just holds them a little bit accountable and gets them through the rough periods, because we all have rough periods. All right. So if that's you, please go down in the description, book a call. I'd love to hear from you. All right. So I do appreciate you guys for hanging out with your boy today. Once again, we are on Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. That is Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Please submit your questions or your answers, or just log in and chill out with us on Monday through Thursday, man, because we're going to get into some deep talks. All right. So I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. Your time is valuable, and so is mine. So when you spend it with me, that means a lot. I appreciate you, and I'll get back with you tomorrow. This is your guy, Mark My Words.